welcome back to card number 2 in this month's card class. Remember that we're using the Sun Prints suite and that features in the annual catalogue. Card number 1 looks like this, and we used a partial part of that wreath die. Can you see here it's been cut up? And in this card we're going to use the whole wreath. Okay, so this wreath is really pretty. It's within the dies and it's really useful. So I wanted to showcase the wreath more than anything else. It's the main feature in the dies, so it would be rude to not use it. So we need all of our pieces that have been cut from our measurement guide, and then we need pieces that are in our dies. Okay, so for this card we're using Starry Sky cardstock, and I'm not going to lie, this is my favourite DSP in the pack. I'm quite a simple girl, and this is just a wash of colour and it's just beautiful. It looks lovely when it's stamped on, but we are going to use it on its own to build our card from. Okay, the reason I did that and didn't just put that on the card is because that blue and the white for me was just a little bit too stark, whereas this DSP just softens it all and you get a nicer finish, in my opinion. So we're going to go ahead and stick this piece on. Now this piece here is pretty much the same size as that card front, just smaller by 1 or 2 millimeters. Okay, so that's stuck down nicely. Now we have our 2 wreaths, and we're going to stick the first one down onto the card. And I'm going to do this by just putting little bits of glue on the bigger areas of this die. And you don't want to go overboard with the glue. Okay. And I'm going to put this on so that it hangs over the edge ever so slightly. And you might be thinking, what are you doing? You're going to lose all that really pretty die. But I wanted it to have the opinion that it's overhanging the card. Okay, so now we've done that, we're going to take this second one and we're going to do exactly the same. We're going to put it on over the top. You can leave it just so that there's just the one if you want to. Remember, it's your card, you can make it your own. And I'm going to turn it ever so slightly so that you get a really good overlap. If you put it down so that it's in the same place, it will just look a bit busy, and it will just look raised, whereas this way you get more detail and it just makes the wreath look a little bit fuller. So now you've done that, you're going to turn it over and you're just going to trim off the excess. And I'm a big fan of anything that looks sort of overhanging, so this for me is really plays to my style, I think. Okay, popping out all those pieces. I've gone ahead and I have pre-stamped and cut my ferns. Oh, this piece here is for the insides, we'll put that to one side. Now, our sentiment, I've just cut myself a strip of the DSP that's 2.5 centimetres wide. It doesn't matter too much how long it is because we can trim it down, but the exact measurement I've used is in your measurement guide. So the the sentiment that I'm using is best wishes and happy thoughts, and I'm just going to stamp that onto my DSP, try and get it straight. That's not bad. And then we can trim that down into a little bit of a banner. Okay. And I'm just angling this with my snips like so. Okay, now before we stick that down we need to add in our pieces. So we need to stick this this sort of wheatgrass down first. And that's going in there, that's going in flat. Okay. Now, like we did for the first card, we're going to create our bow of linen thread. You have more than enough linen thread in your kit, so please don't worry. Okay, just making this a bit more sort of pliable. I'm gonna, where is it? There's the end. That's a bit easier. Okay. So now I've got my bow. I'm going to stick that underneath my sentiment, and I'm going to stick that down with just a little bit of double-sided like so, and then this can now be stuck down with some dimensionals. So I'm going to put my dimensionals just on the ends of my banner. Like so. And then the last thing we've got to add is just one of these little vellum, I think they're called fronds or something like that, and that can just sit inside there. And then to finish we just need a few little gems. I'm just sticking 3 down. I tend to put things in 3s or 5s. And then inside this card to finish, we've just got a piece of white, because unless you write in a white pen, no one's going to see what you've written when you send your card. Okay, and there we have it. That is card number 2, all finished. Really like that card design, and if you have any questions, do get in touch. See you all over on the next video. Bye.